Our viewers, welcome once again to Afrique 24. This is your number one channel for African news. Today, we are going to have our special guest here who is going to analyze for us what is happening in in Kenya. Now, I'm your host, Mzalendo, and we have a lot to discuss tonight. Our top priorities include the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza of Meru County, the ongoing land disputes in Njiru, and the new title belonging to an Italian unveiled by Babu Owino. Babu Owino now claims that the land in Njiru belongs to an Italian. We will dive into these topics. I would like to share a quote from the late Nelson Mandela saying, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let's begin our discussions and don't forget to follow us on Afrique 24 on Facebook and subscribe to our channel Afrique Diaspora 24. Karibuni sana. If you are in Kenya, karibu sana and habari ya asubuhi. I'm joined by one of my good friends, Mr. Mihadi. Mr. Johnny Washida now joins me in the screen. Johnny.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Thank you.
my good friend Washira. Washira, can you please greet the viewers and listeners worldwide and tell us where you are and where you are listening from?
Yeah, my name is Washira. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the opportunity
Mhm.
to be on the show. So, my name is Johnson Washira, but I like being Washira. And I live in the States, in the USA, and in Virginia specifically. And I'm an accountant, and then an IT auditor. So, anything IT security, that's what I do. And I'm so glad to be in this show.
Thank you, Washira. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that particular intro. Now, the issue that we want to bring forth to our viewers and listeners is the issue of land. I think many of us have been scammed in Kenya when it comes to the issue of land, especially those who are living in the diaspora. When it comes to issues of land, you find that some of us have lost a lot of money. Like, the latest saga is the Njiru land case, in which the Karima family are now claiming the 1,000 acres of land, and that place is housing so many residents of Embakasi East, and both on the other side uh, of Njiru, when you cross the road, that land now the court says it belongs uh, to the Kirimas, and they have been given 7 days to vacate. What is your take on this issue of land, or have you been scammed yourself, Mr. Oshira?
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, to answer your question, I mean, we have a rebellion building, and this is not going to end well. The land question in Kenya since 1963 has never been resolved. Number two, Kirima is okay. I digress in the sense of not wanting to call somebody a thug, but he is. So, I mean, this is what is going to happen. We did. Let's go back to Maboko for a
Mm-hmm.
minute. Let's go
Yes.
back to Maboko for a minute. And Maboko, and so we are being sold land, and a lot of people in the land registry are conduits to thuggery, if I can call it that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even this case, the way it was determined, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually going to the higher court. It's not decided completely yet
Mm-hmm.
because this land does not belong to this guy. But unfortunately, but then now, here's the problem. The problem is these folks will, there's going to be an uprising because now it's not like Mavoko. Here you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with peasants. Peasants, and when I say peasants, I say that with a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kenyans who are suffering, and then you want to evict them from their own houses. It is not going to be funny, and that's going to be an uprising about land. But let's have this question addressed eventually.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. You know, if you come from that area called Obama, that particular area, and remember there's somebody who was killed in those land sagas. There was a Mukabana. There was a
Mhm,
guy who was shot in the same land. It's the same land story. That's
mhm.
so many grabbers who grabbed land in that particular area. And that particular area land ilikuwa inachukuliwa na njora na
Yeah, yeah,
panga.
yeah.
So the incumbents of those particular land, they have things called share certificates. I
Mhm,
was almost duped buying a house in somewhere in that particular place. Sometimes last year, and what I realized is that there are no specific documents for these particular properties apart from the share certificates and the mother title. Nobody even knows exactly where it is. So this is something that has been happening in areas of Obama
yeah,
estate. So it is just like you said. This will be an uprising.
yeah.
Be an uprising. These are
Uh,
guys who don't take that the issue very lightly, and
correct.
yeah, it will be a very big uprising. And Babu Owino has said very clearly. If I can play the video, let me play the video for Babu and listen to what the gentleman is saying about the land in question.
That the judgment that was arrived at yesterday by the judge had made a mistake in the decision that he made, that this said parcel of land does not belong to the people of Embakasi East constituency. I want to say that currently we are going to pursue an appeal. We are going to appeal this decision. And because this matter is a matter of public interest, this matter must reach the Supreme Court, and this parcel of land must be given to my people through adverse possession, taking into account the requirements that I've just read. Number two, we will also seek for negotiations to ensure that Kirima's family agrees to negotiate with the great people of Embakasi East constituency. Should they refuse, then through adverse possession, this 1,000 acres parcel of land clearly belongs to the people of Embakasi East constituency.
Well, you've had Babu there
Mhm.
pronouncing himself that this land really belongs to the people of Embakasi. And he has quoted some law that I want us to understand what he was saying. This law particularly says that if you have lived in a parcel of land for more than 10 years and without the consent of the owner, then the court should declare that that land belongs to you. There's a law in the country that says that. But in this case, I believe that those people were squatters. I think this matter has been in court for a very long time, and for it to reach this kind of decision, the residents of Njiru must have been aware of what was going on this particular piece of land. But they have
Mhm.
lived there for more than 12 years undisturbed, and some of them own very, very nice houses and businesses in that particular area. Perhaps the greed and appetite for land in Kenya should be reduced to some extent. You know, somebody owning 1,000 acres of land, and then again the Karimas on the other side of Eastlands, they own quite some big chunks of land. So quite some big chunks of land, and the issue of land should be regulated. This appetite of Washira, you owning 20,000 acres, hiyo unapeleka wapi? And you're not doing farming with it. Yeah, you're not doing any kind of farming, but you own 100,000 acres. Why? And there are some squatters in your country. I think Kenyans should come up with a law that regulates the land and the extent on which you can own a country. Yeah, because there will
I
be
agree.
somebody buying the whole of Eastern land that has not been developed. And what will we do? Utapata inchi is owned by quite a few number of people. What is your take on this particular issue, Mr. Ashir?
Thanks for the question. And I'll take you back to the number one, the question that you asked about the sacrosanct issue of land. Number one, do you know we have a law that limits you from owning more than 2 acres in Kenya? We do.
Wow.
It is. It's there. There's a law there. Chapter 2 of the Lands Act. It's
Mm-hmm.
there. Yep. So we misuse that law. I mean, and this is not me saying. I mean, there are so many media houses that have spoken about this. Go to Spice FM and everything else, and you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you are not supposed. I mean, from the word go, you are not supposed to be owning more than 2 acres and subdivide that. So how people got land that is over 100 acres, whatever acres, it is something that we should investigate. That's number one. Number two, Kirema. Now, with that hindsight, Kirema, how he got all that land and then evicting people from where they're living with no due diligence. No. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The guys who were actually going to be evicted, there's something called due diligence on the land that you bought. So who is at fault here? So let's go to the land registry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something called a green book.
Oh yeah, I heard about the Green Book. Can you
Yeah,
please tell our viewers about the Green Book? This is the it is I understand it's something that is issued by the Minister of Land, or what is it
exactly.
about the
Yeah.
Green Book?
So what the green book does, the
Mm-hmm.
green book tells you the genesis, who owns this land from the word go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it gives you the lineage, if I can use that word, the
Mm-hmm.
lineage of who owns this land. So is it Washira? Is it Mzalendo? And then
Mm-hmm.
you going. So forget about these papers that you're given allocation letters and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So who owns the land? So the essence of Mavoko problem is who owns the green book, and that's why we're having a problem. And the same thing with this other issue we're having here with the land,
Mm-hmm.
the green book. Who has the green book?
Who has the Green Book?
Yes.
So how do you apply for this Green Book?
No, you don't apply for the green book. You go back to the land registry and tell them, I want to see the green book. That one is, you don't have to even pay anything.
Mhm.
You just go and tell them, I want to see the green book. They'll show you the green book. Follow
Mhm.
up, probably. No, not probably. No, it's that one is in law. It's allowed for you to go and view the green book. So you don't even need to pay anybody.
Mhm.
Yeah. So go and view the green book, and they give you the whole history of this land.
So when you view, you'll get the whole history of the particular parcel of land.
Exactly. And then get a printout of that.
Wow, wow. Hey, Mburu, if you can put your camera on, I can see you on the backstage there, listening to us. Can you please join and introduce yourself? Tell us where you are and Mburu. Let's take a short break.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need your camera on, Kiongozi.
I'm sorry, I may not be in a position to put the
Okay.
camera on, but
All right.
thank you very much. I'm following the debate. As you
Mhm.
have heard, my name is Jeff Mburu, and I'm here in the state of Missouri, United States of America, and I will be in the show.
All right, Mburu, we a quick one. Maybe you are listening in. We are talking about the land saga in Jiru and the Green Book. Have you ever heard about the Green Book? The Green Book. So many people
Uh,
buy land. They ask for the title, but they don't never talk about the Green Book.
I don't know much about the Green Book.
Mhm.
I've just heard from you today, but anyway, that is supposed to mean the process under which that lad has undergone, maybe from the time of independence, the history. That's what we call the history of the land. Maybe it's just the
Oh,
terminology of the Green Book is the land history, which
oh.
yeah,
Mhm.
is the history which tells you uh, from when Kenya acquired independence, or people were started subdividing the land, how who owned that land, and he sold to so and so, then so and so bought this land, then it was subdivided to these sections. It
Yep.
is the history of
Yep.
that land.
Yep.
Uh, Having said that,
Mhm.
I listened to our good friend, and he said that we should have a law of regulating how much people should own. And I have a different view. I think it is not a question of how much someone owns, it is a question of how do you acquire that land? Is it through grabbing, or is it an investment where you come with your money and you decide, I'm going to invest in this property because of A, B, C, D? So the question should be, how are you acquiring, or how did you? One of the biggest problems that we should be trying to solve is how people acquired what they have. And this one has to go back from the time of independence up to now. There was a time I talked about that, and some people felt like it's like we are digging too much. But I think for us to solve the problems that we have in Kenya, we have especially to do a serious scrutiny, especially for the people who have been in government positions, from the Kenyatta government to Moi government, Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto's government. Unless we do that, we will never be in a position to solve the problem of land in Kenya.
Can
Because
I
most of,
interject?
yes, please.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Washira.
Yes, and with all due respect, my brother Bro,
Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to interject in one aspect, and the sense that there's something called the Lands Act, and I mean, unless we change that, then there's some. It's specifically specified in the Lands Act way back that you should not own more than 2 acres. And no, anything above 2 acres, you cannot subdivide it. That's what I meant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I did not mean that you should not acquire land. No. To your point, and you have a very good point here. Yeah, nobody. You can buy
I
a hundred
agree. I
thousand
agree
acres.
with you. I agree with
Yeah.
you. But there is a clarification there, which I think I would like you to clarify to our viewers
Mhm.
what you are saying. Are you saying that somebody should not own more than 2 acres according to the land law? Or you are saying if you have 2 acres, you should not subdivide that acre into pieces?
No, you just answered my question too. From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
So you cannot subdivide a land that is two
Okay.
acres and below. Yeah. So
Okay.
I hope I answered the question.
I understand you.
But you can have all the land you want as
Okay.
long as it's legally acquired.
That's good. We are in the we are on the same page.
Thank you, sir.
Now, on the issue of Kerema lad, I think when we were discussing about the Mavoko lad, we touched so many things generally. And I want to say this: as much as I listened to the submission of Babu Owino, as much as he has a point that according to the law of Kenya, if you have occupied land for more than 12 years, and that is where you have been staying, then you are supposed to rightfully acquire that land. But I don't think that is what the law says. And the judge is also aware of the law, and that is why the judge ruled how he ruled. Because if we encourage people, or if that is how the law is, then it would be so unfortunate. But I believe the law considers so many other factors. For instance, you can be in America here and you will have blood in Kenya. You
Mhm.
can come here and stay for even 20 years minus going back to your country. So
Correct.
does it mean if you find people having occupied your land, they will own it? They will go to the court and say we have been here for this number of years? No. The law must have the factors that it considers before one can be told you can occupy this place. We had a scenario whereby we bought land somewhere, and that land we bought, the person who had occupied that land had given some workers uh, some pieces to build their houses there. And some of them tried to refuse to leave, and they said they had stayed for more than 12 years. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, the court ruled that they have to leave. It is not as easy as it is said. So don't expect that you will go see an idle lad somewhere, go there, pour your millions of money, then wait for 12 years to pass, then you start claiming that this is my property. I think I am not very well informed about the land laws, but we can do more research on that. But I want to discourage Kenyans from occupying land without doing what we call due diligence. Make sure where
Mhm.
you are investing your money is the right place, because it is so unfortunate that people in Kenya are losing millions of money because of demolitions. And I have heard people saying that the government should not demolish houses. For instance, even in this Keremarad, I have heard people begging Ruto that the government should not demolish their houses. And I want people to know how the law operates. A private property is a private property,
Mhm.
and the government has no much say. It's like you are telling the government to help you steal from somebody. But I liked some of those occupiers because they have requested the family of Kirema for a meeting. They said, let us go sit down and have a discussion. We can pay again this land to the current value. They can pay for it again. And that is how it's supposed to be. They should sit down, all of them, negotiate. Then the people who lied to them or deceived them or sold that land to them, they should be followed later by the government because those are criminals. But as per the judgment, the best way, the best route is not for those people to start appealing and all that because they are risking having their houses being demolished. But negotiation can help them. Let them go sit down, have agreements on how they are going to settle the family of Kerema, pay them their land, and their houses might survive. But if they go back to the pool and push in the courts and all that, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, those houses are going to be demolished.
Okay, Moro, can I say
Yes, please.
something here? Can I please
Yes.
say something? And thank you for your submission. There's something else I forgot to mention here. In terms of land, and I'm saying this with confidence because I'm in land business a lot. Number one, uh, I mentioned about the Green Book, but there's something called a land register. Now, the land register gives you who no there's from the Green Book to the land register. So here we are in Kenya, and to Moro's point, right now, if you go to the land registry and ask them for a land register, they have refused to provide it. They won't because they have two land registers, and that's where the problem comes in. The problem is now, and that's why Washira has a land which I own somehow. I mean, euphemistically, and then somebody else also has the same land with the same title. So we have two titles in two different names, but one land. So the land register is the cleanup exercise that we need to do, but we are not willing to do that in Kenya. So what Boro is saying makes a lot of sense, but unless we clean the land register, we are messed up. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Washira. But again, there are some gray areas that people don't really look at when they are buying land, especially road reserves. Yes, you can follow all the procedures that you want, but there are areas like road reserves, areas like riparian land. Yeah, those are things that you need to look out when you're buying a parcel of land. So these are the areas that cannot be sold to you. All right, there is the owner of the land. They're just buying a land like you walk to a place. Yes, I have niko na hii shamba. It is so many acres. You need to find out whether it has got the right demarcations. You need to get a lawyer in place. You need to go to the registry. You need to pay stamp duty for the parcel of land. So there are so many things that we ought to check when we are buying land, and I think we overlook some of these things. Personally, I think my first parcel of land I overlooked I didn't go through all those processes, but luckily, or maybe it is coming, I never know, that some people would come and claim ownership of that particular land. Having said that, I want us also to, there's something that Babu Owino mentioned that I need us to dwell on a bit before Mr. G comes in. He is listening.
I want to say that the judgment that was arrived at
And
yesterday
listen.
by the judge had made a mistake in the decision that he made, that this said parcel of land does not belong to the people of Embakasi East constituency. I want to say that currently we are going to pursue an appeal. We are going to appeal this decision. And because this matter is a matter of public interest, this matter must reach the Supreme Court, and this parcel of land must be given to my people through adverse possession, taking into account the requirements that I've just read. Number two, we will also seek for negotiations to ensure that Kirima's family agrees to negotiate with the great people of Embakasi East constituency. Should they refuse, then through adverse possession, this 1,000 acres parcel of land clearly belongs to the people of Embakasi East constituency.
Okay, you've heard Babu. Maskia, Mr. Babu there. Let me play our speaker kidogo as we take a break. Well, you guys, you've heard about what Babu has said, that this particular issue, they will negotiate. But if they don't come into an agreement, just like Washira, you had mentioned, then they'll resort to other things. And those other things, and the way Babu is talking, is that his constituents are not going to move from that land. So it is either the Karimas negotiate with them, or they are not there. They are going to fight back and make sure that they own that particular parcel of land. Buru has mentioned very, very clearly that, the land does not belong to you. It belongs to Mr. X. So Mr. X wants the land back. Do we go to the government, or where do we go? I mean, many families are left stranded here. Mr. Washira, where if you are in this particular situation, imagine nyumba umejenga ya over 15 million. Yeah, and the land does not belong to you. The owner of the land wants the land. You have your 15 million there. Who is supposed to compensate you?
So good question, and I love it. Okay, let's start from understanding what is owning land. Owning land means you either have a leasehold, which is 99 years, or a freehold land, or a community land. Yeah?
Yes. Boro.
Now, yeah, now if it's freehold, which is not in Nairobi, not in Mavoko, that's leasehold. I know that because I own a land there. Now that's leasehold. That's 99 years. So the government has all the rights to come and tell you, I gave you a lease of 99 years, but you know what? I'm gonna take it back. Nitainyakua. Right? With freehold is a different story. Community land, that's a different story. But this one you're talking about, if it's Mavoko, that one is leasehold land, and the government has all the leeway to do whatever they want. So that's
No.
number one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me finish.
Yes.
And then number two, now, so there are two combination of factors here. So there's the leasehold aspect, there's criminality here, which I'm not disabusing, and then now whoever suffered the consequences of what happened, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, there's no recovery action here for them, for whoever lost their properties or anything. And it's so unfortunate. Yeah, but yeah, that's the definition. If you don't understand that narrative, then it's gonna be land. That's how it works. Thank you.
I think the government at some point should come up with a policy that you need to insure your property with the insurance company. So it opens all these, all these measures that will deter you from buying fake land and all that. So if you have a house, you need to insure it, and that particular land. If maybe that can work, that can work. But people are duped. People are duped with fake titles. People are duped with fake titles. Like this particular land in Jiru, Babu Wino now claims that this land belongs to an Italian. Italian alikuja akanunua that parcel of land in Njiru. He could be right, he could be wrong. We really don't know where he got that information. But the latest information in his Twitter handle is that this land belongs to an Italian and it doesn't belong to the Grimas. Maybe that is what the Green Book is saying. So when he speaks with authority like that, then probably we need to look deeper. Mr. G, have you arrived in the office or we give you more time? Mr. G, if you're listening.
Give me another 10 minutes. But before I break, just know that Babawino should know the land should be owned by somebody, not the government. And then when it came up another option of that land belongs to does not belong to Kerima, I think he should prove how the land does not belong to Kerima, kwa sababu ukiangalia the family of Kerima wamejitokeza wenyewe and they prove that this land belongs to them. So asisimame akasema that land belongs to watu wa Embakasi ama watu wa sijui Embakasi East, no.
Well, I have got friends who live in that particular. In fact, Babu is my MP. I've got friends who live in that particular area, and it is sad. It is sad that right now they are living in uncertainty, not knowing whether the bulldozers are going to come tomorrow, and El Nino is also. On its way. We were told that El Nino is anytime soon. Exams have also begun in various schools. So, I mean, these kids are really, really tormented, whether they will have a home when they come back from school. So this issue of land, it is a serious thing, Kenyans out there. If you want to buy land, please involve the authority that are concerned. And even if they are compromised, get a good lawyer who will look into your issue and buy the parcel of land. Otherwise, you lose a lot of millions, and the government will not even compensate you. In other cases where the government compensates people is that when the government wants to expand its road network and your parcel of land is within that road expansion, that is when the government will compensate you. But if you're built in a riparian and if you're built in a road reserve, hiyo nyumba itakanyagwa and you will not get any compensation from government. So be on the lookout, be on the watch, and make sure that you have the right people who are involved. Involve a surveyor. A surveyor is very, very important because a surveyor will show you the demarcations of the land and tell you that this particular land in Africa, hapa biko niko hapa, biko niko pale. That is how you know the size of the land and who owns the mother title of the land. Today we have learned about the Green Book. I know many of you who didn't know about the Green Book. So the Green Book tells you the genesis of that particular land to the moment. So look out, go to the Ministry of Lands. Doing a search is only 520 Kenya shillings. Remember this. Doing a search in Kenya is only 520. And buying a land of worth 2 million, and then later on you are called 2 million because you couldn't pay 520, does not make any sense. It does not make any economic sense. So guys, be on the lookout. Let us be very, very careful. And if you know of people selling this kind of land, please raise an alarm. Call the police that these guys are being duped here, because we have so many people are losing their lives because of land. Inakuweka kwa depression, so many diseases. Now we shift gears very, very, very fast. We move to Meru County. Meru County, kuna mambo inafanyika hapo. I needed us to talk about it. Meru is very, very hot. Meru governor impeached Governor Kawira Mwangaza. Guys, the Meru governor has once again been impeached, and this time nearly nearly every MCA in that particular area wants Governor Mwangaza Kawira out. She's accused of employing her relatives. She's accused of arrogance and so many things that the MCAs are really accusing Mwangaza in Meru. One of the allegations is that she employed the sister and some of our very close relatives in very, very high positions in the county assembly. So if you're from Meru, you have got maybe an insight of this particular story. Please. Washira was telling me that this lady has to go this time round. For her, I think it is a matter of ignorance. For her, I think she had got the best opportunity to put her house in order now that she was given a life by the Senate.
Bro, can I say something?
Yes.
Quick first. Now, let's start from where the journey.
That the judgment that was arrived at yesterday by the judge.
Let's start from where the journey began. Kawira, the husband, works in the office of the governor. Then you come and you name a road on your husband's name. Number two, you start a project that is projecting you to go to the next level because she's looking at 2027. Number three, you are instigating and actually, I mean, when you look at the articles that were submitted for her impeachment, it was very clear. Yeah, she doesn't inspect the legislature. Yeah. Then, I'm not finishing this lady because arrogance. Yeah, and then arrogance. I mean, I'm not talking about this because she's a woman. No, it has all to do with her conduct.
Yeah, you can read there. Meru County Assembly MCAs accused Governor Kawira Mwangaza of nepotism, claiming that the county chief has hired 6 relatives to senior positions in her administration.
Exactly.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, so when you summarize, I mean, Kavera, and then she has gotten away with murder. So, and I'm using the word murder in quotes. So let nobody quote me in the wrong way. She has gotten away with murder for so many times, and she's so arrogant, for starters. And so, I mean, for her being impeached again, I mean, she deserves to go home. But it won't happen. Thank you.
Hey, Mburu, finally you put your cameras on. Karibu sana.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mhm. We are
Should I?
discussing the issue of Kawera Mwangaza
Yes.
and her impeachment. Um, she was impeached for the second time
Yes.
by overwhelming majority,
Mm-hmm.
and this matter is now going to the Senate for the second time. This
Yes.
lady seems to be having 9 lives. Will she survive this time? The accusations, the MCAs are accusing the governor of nepotism, and he has hired 6 of her relatives in senior positions. And she's also very, very arrogant. Washira has just said that she named a road after her husband, and that is a sign of love. I mean, hiyo ni mapenzi. So, what is your take on Meru politics?
No, moderator, no, you cannot use that. You cannot say at Sania Mapenzi. I did not say that. How do you name the fact? I mean, I have a wife here, man. I cannot
All right.
use this road.
Oh,
I mean, come on, that's misquoting.
Okay, Wasira, I'm sorry for misquoting you on that particular matter. But now,
I think what Muzarendo was saying is a symbol of love from the wife to the husband.
that's what I meant.
That's
You're
what
misquoting me.
Muzarendo meant. But now, Mr. Muzarendo, I have listened to the grievances of the MCAs from Meru, but I can tell you, I see a lot of pettiness because they are almost the same things that they had taken to the Senate area last year, and those allegations cannot see the light of the day because you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt the things that they are saying. If it's employment, you have to prove that really these people are getting salary from the county coffers. If not, then there is nothing you're saying. So they will have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that their allegations are hold or are watertight. So, yes, sir, you can interject.
Yes, please. I mean, I just wanted to interject with all due respect, sir.
Yes.
Now we can prove that we have people who are sent on compulsory leave and they are being paid.
Are you from Meru? Are you from Meru?
No, I'm from Kirinyaga.
You're from okay. You are from Kirinyaga. Is it the same county?
No. Kirinyaga is it's like 45 minutes from Meru.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
So I was saying this. Unless they are able to prove their allegations, then there is nothing they are telling us. On the issue of arrogance, I haven't heard anything that the governor has said that is should be termed as arrogance. I've been following closely the county politics of Kenya, and there's the conflicts between the governor and the MCAs. I can tell you for sure. The reason why you see these conflicts is because the governors are becoming strict with the utilization of county funds. we have had scenarios whereby the MCAs want to get some money from the county government to manage that money.
Mhm.
And this money is the money that is supposed to serve the people, the common mwananchi. And I asked a question last time when I was here. If I am an MCA and you give me 20 million from the county account, then who will regulate? Who will control that money? Because my work as an MCA is to check the governor. Then who checks me? So you see, there will be conflict. So when a governor, and this problem is not only in Mwangaza, it is also in Kiambu. Those governors that are strict and they are saying we are not releasing money to the MCAs, they are having a very hard time. Their bills are not passed. So they are facing challenges. The MCAs are talking ill of them. They are creating grievances, and they are saying these people are arrogant. They are looking for so many excuses. But I don't think that is the problem. The problem is the governors are saying at the end of the day, when money is misappropriated, I am the one who will face the consequences. So I am going to manage.
Bro, stop.
Yes, please.
Yeah, bro. I'm stopping you with all due respect. Do you know? I'm actually speaking to the point. We are all on the same wavelength. But number one, there's a woman who has a hospital that is in her name, and she funds money from the county to that hospital. That's number one. Then number two, employing your husband.
But
You have
now,
two sisters.
you see,
Let me
sir.
finish. Let me finish, sir.
Mhm.
Two sisters, your bodyguards or whatever she calls them, and then you are telling me this is not misappropriation of resources. So, and that is indicated there on her impeachment letter, right?
You see, this is what I have to tell you. People can put anything in the impeachment letter, but at the end of the day, they have to substantiate, because an allegation is an allegation.
Mhm.
And in the law of Kenya, we say someone is innocent until proven
Yep.
guilty.
Yep.
So this is what I was saying. The governors are becoming strict because in the event that the county money is misappropriated, they are the ones who are held liable. When Sonko was being impeached, there was no MCA who was impeached. So it doesn't matter whether they ate money with MCAs. When the court or when the investigative authorities come, they go for the governor because the bus stops with the governor. So this is what I was saying. Today, it is very easy to impeach a governor in Kenya than to impeach even a women rep, than even to impeach an MCA. Is that how it's supposed to be? I think there is something that should be done. It should not be so easy to impeach a governor, whereas it is so hard to impeach a member of parliament. So
Bro.
the threshold, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, finish.
The threshold should be raised because governors are very important people in the county, campaigning to be voted for in the whole county. Then within no time, people impeach you for no good reason. So if we are saying that Mwangaza has stolen money, that's another case. But if we are only saying that she has, I don't know, a road named after the husband, what is wrong with that? We have Mamarusi Hospital. We have Uhuru Highways. We have Kenyatta I mean, to me, Those things don't make any sense. So
Okay, fine,
there
fine.
is no problem.
Okay, let's forget
So,
about. Okay. You
so,
just made a very good point.
so
We have
the road,
Mama
whether it is called the wife or a brother, so long as the road has been constructed, the common mwananchi has
That makes a
benefited.
lot of sense. A lot of
You
sense.
see, so
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
the name of the Lord doesn't help anyone. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. Even if we are to impeach a governor or anybody, we should have good ground. We should have good reasons that when people listen to what you are saying, they will not lead marries. What I can see, the MCAs from Meru, they have been malicious. And not only the MCAs, all these things are happening are political. Behind the MCAs, there are other people who feel that if we pull her down, we are likely to rise. And this is what I said last time when I was here, that we have made our politics very dirty and very ugly. That we think I must pull so and so down, I must taint this person down, I must taint and smear this person in such a way that I'll make sure that I have done everything to destroy this person so that I can rise. That is not how it's supposed to be. For me, that woman has broken the ceiling,
Mhm.
being a woman and
Mhm.
being voted as a governor in Kenya, defeating people like Raito Murungi and many others. That woman should be commended. So when I see people trying to fight her, I wonder what's wrong with this man? What is wrong with them? If you think you have a superior idea, go sit down with her, advise her respectfully, not the kind of shouting match we see on the media. That is not why we voted the MCAs. If you feel, in the county, the boss is the governor. And Muzarendo, I told you, I have a background of human resource management. The reason why we have these ranks and these positions is to ensure there is no role ambiguity and there is no role conflict. What is happening today? The MCAs, they feel like they are the governor. They feel like they should play the role of the governor. That is not what we voted them to do. Their work is to ensure they pass the necessary bills, they enact laws that will help the county run smoothly, and if money is not spent according to the budget, they are the ones to raise the alarm. So when they are not telling us that a governor has stolen, what they're telling us are other things. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know their work. So all those things, when I read them, I said, these people, they should be the one to be impeached. They should be the one to go, not the governor. And I'm not saying this to defend the governor, but they have really fought this woman. They have really destroyed her to the extent that I don't know even how she is able to perform her duties. I think there are men who feel that a woman should not be a governor. And that should not be the case. We men should support those women who have fought so hard to rise to such positions, to be seen to be fair. But we are not being fair. She is actually, how many women governors do we have? Only, how many of them? 3 of them. We have Mwangaza, we have Kehika, and the other one in Nyanza. What is her name? Yeah, we should commend them. We should support them, not to fight them. If you have a superior idea,
Wanga.
articulate
She's
that
called
idea
Gladys
with
Wanga.
respect. Yes,
Yep.
with respect. So she should be commended. She should be supported. She should be guided respectfully. She is the county boss, and we have to accept that. The fact that she was voted democratically, we should not use other ways to remove her anyhow.
Also, you should not when you are working.
She
No,
is
let
working.
me, bro. Okay, do you want to give me some few minutes because
Yes.
you've talked?
I have
Yeah.
done. I am done.
Okay, guys, Washira, before you go on, Let me invite Mr. G to say a word. G has been with us and he has not spoken or greeted us. Mr. G, how is Mombasa? Tell us ni wapi, uko pande gani pale pwani? And welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Mzalendo. Greetings to you. I can see Washira. I think this is the first time we are meeting. Greeting, and Mr. Mburu. We have always been together. I greet you guys and our viewers on the comment section. I am in Mombasa. Right now I'm in town. And I think if Mzalendo can give me just 1 minute at least to comment what I was trying to say when I was in the public means, because there was a lot of noise.
Yes, go
before
ahead.
I go to, on the issue of land, whereby we saw Babu Wino coming out and saying that this land belongs to the people of Embakasi. I was saying that that was a wrong statement, because we have seen these people from Kerima coming out and saying that the land belongs to them. Even though for us who are outside the Nairobi area, we may not have the original proof who the land belongs to. But now when Babu Wino comes out and said that the land belongs to the people of Embakasi, I think that was wrong, because we know that somebody owns that land. And even though we are advocating on our people to be aware that some people are always conning them on this issue of land. Somebody can just con you without knowing. And now, another thing that is coming out is that the people want to sit down and talk so that they may not be demolished, their houses. Also, we know that some people have been grabbing lands of some people. So what I'm trying to say is that Babu Wino should sit down and find where the problem is, even though if they are sitting down, I agree with that statement, because I cannot allow somebody to come and destroy my house whereby I have bought the land and build a house of almost 20 million or 10 million or 5 million. It is wrong. And remember what is happening, like what is happening in Maboko. Those people have been demolished their houses, and now the president is talking about sitting with these people and then trying to talk how they can again pay for that land. Now, if you demolish somebody's house and then you call him later that you come and we talk, that does not make sense. As we are talking on the issue of this land in Nairobi, I think that is the best way they can go. They should sit down. If those guys will allow them to pay the money and they agree that they are able to pay that money, they should pay the money. But this issue of coming out and demolishing the houses, those are the past tense things that we should not be doing at this moment. Now, my point is that Babu Wino should sit down, humble down, and know that the land belongs to somebody. If somebody can prove that the land belongs to him, then that is right. They should sit down and talk. But if they cannot agree, then the houses should be demolished. That is not. I don't dispute that comment. Let me go back to what you guys are talking right now on the issue of Kawira and the Meru people. Even though I'm not in that county, I may not know much about what is happening. But I think nepotism, it is at play at that place, and we should always condemn that thing, because the first thing that happened when the woman came into power, I think we saw it, and it is in public, whereby he just brought his man, the husband. Even though I'm not saying that it's wrong to give your husband a job, but why do you give him a job whereby he's being seen by everybody that what you are doing is wrong? But it's not only the husband, but also there are some complaint that he's also bringing in some relatives and giving them the big post, which is wrong. Even though I saw Wachira talking about the bodyguards, I have no issue with the bodyguards. But I think as a governor, when you try to employ people, don't employ people from your own community or from your own house. I think it's better you take each and every group, each and every community in the table and then give them jobs. But when it comes to your family, give them that job that most of the time isiwe ile ambayo inaonekana sana mpaka watu wanaona ni kama hapana, wewe unataka tu familia yako peke yake. Give them jobs, but isiwe inaonekana sana. That is my point. But in Meru, I think even the MCS, they are wrong, because they are not giving this woman time to perform his duty. From the beginning, wamekuwa wa kwanza kutoka kwenda kumimpeach. Sasa tena wamemuimpeach, and we are not seeing anything happening in Meru County. I think Meru people, the Meru MCS have a problem also. And in my views, I think if it would be possible, hawa watu wote wangetolewa waende again kwa wananchi, wachaguliwe upya. At least if those people can choose people who can fight for them, it will be better There are these people who are just fighting the governor, even though we know there's a problem. But you cannot be fighting all along. Na masiku sasa mwaka mzima imeisha. I don't think if there's something ule mwanamke amefanya pale Meru, kila wakati anapingwa tu, and that is wrong. So my views is, if it is possible, all of them should be dismantled, and we have a new people. Back to you guys.
Yeah, can I just add something on what you said? Maybe you can prove me wrong. Do you know the issue of the husband being given job? It was raised in the Senate, and they were not able to prove that point. They had put it there as one of the reasons why they had impeached her. And they were told, okay, can you prove that she is employed by the county of Meru? They were not in a position. Because what is employment? Employment, or giving somebody a job, is when you are paying that person. But if someone, a husband or someone has decided, I'm going to volunteer for the success of my husband, for the success of my wife, I am going to volunteer to be giving my support to this person.
Bro, stop
Let me
it.
finish what I'm saying, my brother.
Stop
Mr.
it,
G.
because you are
That
misguiding
is not how
stuff
we
here.
talk in this show. We don't shout here. So this is what I was saying. I was saying that the husband was not receiving even a single coin from the county. And that is not employment. Employment has a contract. Employment has benefits attached to it. There was nothing. So that is what we call marriage. The only person the Kawera had employed last time was the personal bodyguard, who is a sister. And this sister was already a police officer. Ask yourself, when it comes to your safety, who is the best person? Is it an outsider, a stranger, or somebody from your family? I was talking to somebody who is in a senior position, and I was asking him, who is your personal bodyguard? Do you trust your personal bodyguard? Because many people that have lost their lives are people who have entrusted the wrong people with their safety. Even you see the impeachment that has happened in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. It is because of bodyguards. So for her, she was just being cautious, and the Senate understood her. So I don't see any ground. And I'm saying, if Kawera has not stolen anybody's money, she should be given chance to operate and prove herself. These people have not given her a chance even to do anything. Every time they are making noise, they are threatening her. How is she going to perform? How is she going to work? It's very unfortunate. And I'm saying, this case, I know now it's heading to the Senate. The governor should be retained, and the MCAs should be in a position to calm down and also listen to her. But anyway, we are waiting to see what they have to say. The same problem we have seen in Kiambu, that the MCAs, they want to be given some money. I don't know, to be distributing what. I don't know, to be doing what. I mean, it is crazy.
Mburu, Mr. G has got a burning question before,
Yes.
or a comment before you finish your submission. Mr. G.
Okay, it's not a burning question. I just wanted to tell Mburu that when we talk about the bodyguard, we are not disputing the issue of bodyguard. Bodyguard has no issue. Even if I employ I employ my brother or my sister, I have no issue with that. And I don't think if any person has an issue with that. The issue is whereby your people are coming in timeline with being given jobs that kila mtu anaona kwa amepewa ni kazi kubwa. You see, that is where we are talking about. Like the issue of the husband. Husband have been amekuwa akionekana on the media every time and then, and we know that he was having he was given a responsibility that he was working on.
Is he supposed to be hidden? Is he supposed to be hidden somewhere?
No, he's not supposed to be hidden somewhere. But what I'm trying to say is that this issue of nepotism, it is in a play. We should not dispute that issue.
Because Mr. G, I think this husband, you know, we normally say behind every successful man, there is a woman. That is what we normally say. But this man has been there for the wife, and this man has been in the limelight. Actually, He is a renowned musician. So this is already a celeb. How do you hide such a person? So there are men who feel so much threatened by this guy. That is his personality. That guy, the moment he holds his guitar, my friend, even if you don't like him, you have to sing. You have
Bro,
to be there.
bro,
That is what happens.
I'm out. I can't argue
Yes,
with
sir.
you, man. Your mentality and everything here, you are like basic as shit. I'm out.
You are drunk. Come when you are sober.
I think Wachira had to go at some point. Now,
Yeah, he need to drink some water and
he needs
come
to
when
have
he is
some water.
sober.
He's sleepy. Now, Mburu, let me tell you, these counties, and this is a fact, these counties are being run like personal properties. When a governor comes in, they run a county government like their personal property. I've got, for example, my governor has got 11 advisors in a small county. 11 advisors. It's not even within the constitution, but they make laws that favor them. And among the people that they employ are people who are either close relatives or, or friends or business associates. So this is
But
a
before
very,
you proceed, Mr. Mzarendo, you have
Mm,
said that he has 11 advisors and they
mm.
make laws. Do the governors make any law?
No, I didn't say they make laws. I said
And what happens if they act outside the law?
nothing happens to them because first, either there are two things, there's two scenarios in Kenya. Either the governor cooperates with the MCS to steal county funds, and in some cases, some governors cooperate with the MCS for development. In some cases, in cases where MCS are not getting their way, then there's no cooperation. And in the case of Governor Mwangaza, there is no cooperation. But for her, I think it is part of the Ameru culture. I think there's also the culture aspect of her being on top of all the men in Meru is also intimidating a lot of leaders from Meru because we have not seen any woman rising to a status.
But she was voted by both men and women. If they didn't want that to happen, they would not have voted for her.
I think they didn't see. That's why I say that the other powerful forces are behind removal.
Yes.
There was a day I saw the minister for internal. Kindiki is the minister for what? Security.
Yes. Internal
He,
security.
he gave a precise order that there is no function that will happen in a particular ground where the governor had a function. And for sure, it did happen. The other time I saw being put in a Land Cruiser. Yeah. And later on, the OCS, I don't know, the OCPD said that she climbed there by herself, you know. So this lady has been really been intimidated by the men, especially the men. But unfortunately, even the women in Meru are not coming to our rescue. I've not seen women coming out very, very strongly to condemn how she has been handled. When she was put in a Land Cruiser, that's a leader for sure. If you wanted her to be in your police station, then you just escort her to the nearest police station and book her in. So some of the situations that have been happening in Meru are uncalled for. But having
You
said
see,
that, that does
you
not
see,
allow her to
mm,
employ her relatives. Yeah.
I am yet to follow up to be sure if she has employed any relative apart from the bodyguard. We will know when the evidence is tabled because last time they said so many things and it was just hogwash. Mr. Mzarendo, I think this period when we are having the bipartisan talk, there are some proposals that are supposed to be made because we should have some rectification or restructuring of the county governments, because the MCAs today, they are doing a disservice to the people. They are doing more harm than good to the counties, because these governors are having hard time to pass any bill, because before any bill goes through, these people expect to be bribed. These people have so many expectations. It's like governors are begging for them to be able to develop the counties. Something ought to be done. These MCAs have become so powerful. And because we have the auditors, the Auditor General and the team, and so many other anti-corruption bodies, I think these MCAs, it will reach a point where we shall say we don't need them, because they are the obstruct, or they are the obstacles, not helping the governor to cause development in the county. What they are doing, they are hindering development, because they want to be bribed, they want to control money. You know, like I was asking last time here, if the women rep has some money that she controls, the MP has some money that he controls, the governor has the money that he controls, the MCAs also, now they are demanding, they also want some money within the same county. Mr. Mzalendo, what is that? That is
You know, this is something that we need to talk about, and I wish people in the comment section, you can come and join us in this kind of discussion. Now,
it's so unfortunate.
The Constitution never saw this coming. They never envisioned that there'll be a scenario where in Meru County or in Homa Bay, where I come from, the majority of the MCAs will come from one particular party. That is where the problem is. One particular party. From the governor to the all majority sitting MCAs, because of the nature of our politics, they come from one particular party. Depending on the area you are, the MCAs will be coming from either UDA or Azimio, those particular parties. And when they're campaigning, a governor campaigns with a team of MCAs that they are going to, he or she is going to work with. Now, where are the checks and balances? Where are the checks and balances? The drafters of this constitution never saw this, and that is why I agree with PLO Lumumba when he says that this constitution we need to relook at it once again. We need to look at it once again, because it does not make any sense when you elect a particular group of people without any checks and balances. Who checks for example, who is supposed to check the MCA? The MCA is only checked after 5 years during election time. He's only checked after 5 years on the ballot. Then there is another law that you can collect signatures to remove whoever MCA is not performing. But you see, even if you remove them, the particular party will still dominate, because that is their area, will still dominate. But if you elect MCAs that are in cahoots with the governor, then there will be no development. There will be very, very minimal development and a lot of stealing going on. And that is why you see the chest thumping of Meru governors, MCAs, the chest thumping of Kawera. You know, you can't do me anything. I'm untouchable. I am with the people. The MCAs are also saying that, you know, we can sack you. We can sack you. That is part of our responsibility. If you're doing something.
I can tell you for sure, the big or the elephant in the house are not those things they are saying. The problem is money. They want to steal our money, because Mary is part of Kenya. They want to steal money that belongs to the people. And I believe Mwangaza is a very strict woman. Any governor that is strict with money is having troubles with MCAs in Kenya. Believe me not.
All right.
Any governor that is saying we are not going to steal from the people, we are not going to release money to anybody, that governor is facing a very rough time in Kenya.
All right, Mr. G, what is your take?
Unajua, my take, Mr. Mzalendo, on this issue of Kawira, there is a problem between the MCA and the governor, and these people, they will never work together. Because I remember last time when they were in the Senate, they were told to go sit down and solve their issues so that they can work together. But from that day until today, they have never solved this issue. And if you go back, you'll find that the MCAs are the ones who have a bigger problem with this woman. They're not giving her time to perform his duty. So on my side, I still stand by my decision that I think if there is a way they can be taken out, the MCS should be taken out. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure that the governor will not be taken out because there is no concrete reason. Maybe if you can find somebody from Meru, from the county himself, from herself, who can come here and tell us exactly what is the reason of this whole confusion that is going on in that area. But there is a problem between these two people. Yeah, yes, Guru.
Yeah, even the people of Meru, if they come here, they will say the same thing we are saying because there is nothing new today. There is nothing new. Or what the information they get is the information we get.
Okay, there's something also I wanted to add. You know, Mzalendo and Buru, there's something that has been going on that it is just the formality that it always goes on, but wakati inajitokeza, we always view it as if ni kama ni kitu mbaya, ni kitu ambayo ina happen, although it should not be happening that way. This issue of you find like a governor coming to power and then he start taking his people and anawapatia kazi. This is the thing that have been going on the years in, years out. Even the government, this issue of our deputy president talking about the issue of shareholders. These are things that always happen. But now the problem is when you come out like the way the deputy president comes out, alafu anaanza kusema hii kitu ni yetu, that is where the problem begins. Kwa sababu wakati unaanza kama hii kitu ni yetu, watu wanaona ni kama unawa intimidate. People see like and you are not taking care of them, and yet you are the symbol of unity. But,
so can I ask you a question? Just a question to see how you can put it. These people, the sisters and the brothers and the relatives of the governor, they're in the same county. Where do you expect they should work?
Now, that is where I was saying.
Is it wrong for them to work, or what are they supposed to do?
It is not wrong. That's why I was saying that this is something that have been going on years in, years out, whereby when you have a president or you have a leader, a governor, always governor will bring in his people, the people who are around him. That is obvious. Even the parliament, even in the government, when the president takes over, he cannot come and start taking people from Azimio to give them jobs. He'll give the people from UDA. But now the problem is whereby the issue is being amplified, like the way the deputy president is saying that hii ni shareholder yetu, kama wewe si wa government, you cannot receive it. Hizo ni vitu anafaa anyamazie. But this is something that have been happening all along. You see, there's no way a president can stand up and then give a job, give the more percent to the Azimio people. No, he'll give to those people who work with him. Those people who work with him, those are the people who receive the job. So on the issue of Kawira taking his people, his brothers and sisters, I have no problem with that. The problem is whereby the issue is being amplified, whereby inaonekana ni kama you are only thinking about your own people.
But you see, Mr. G, the people who are amplifying the whole thing and blowing everything out of proportion to make it look like a mountain are the MCAs, because they have been so critical. There is what I call critical spirit. And every time you are there looking for the mistakes of Mr. G, you look at when he wakes up, what did he do? Where did he go? What did he eat? And all this time you are following him because you are looking for a mistake. When you are looking for a mistake, you find it. And Kenyans will be surprised when this case goes to the Senate and just realize this was just a malice, witch hunt, character assassination. Because sometimes, though I don't know the people they are saying she has employed, sometimes I ask myself, if I become a governor in maybe, I don't want to say where I come from. If I become a governor by the grace of God, and I have siblings, I have brothers, I have sisters, I have relatives, we are in the same county. Where are they supposed to go? That they should not be seen occupying any position? The question should be, are they qualified? Do they have the competencies that are required for various positions? Did they go through the recruitment process like other people? So we should not discriminate people because they are relatives or they belong to a certain family. You see, the issue should be, are you qualified? And this is the truth. And sometimes we Kenyans and many people like pretending. If, for instance, you are in a position, you have, and in Kikuyu we say that celebration should first come from home. Those who understand what my language, they understand what I'm trying to say. So the first thing you should think of, yes, this is my county and I want to help everybody. But at the end of the day, I have my village where I come from. I will need also to touch the lives of those villagers where I come from, so that when I'm not a governor, I'll find a place to go home, to call home. You are there, you are a senior person, but you are people. Right now, I visited one of the very senior person in Kenya. I visited their area. I had gone for a graduation. But I saw the brother came in a graduation with that walking stick, looking hopeless, looking very poor, and somebody whispered to me, do you see that man? He's a brother to so-and-so. I felt so sad. I felt so bad. You are in a position, yet you can't help your people in any way? Then what are you doing in that position? So even if you don't employ them, try to uplift the lives of your people. That is what a good leader should do. But you don't become a good leader by neglecting your own people. Even biblically, the Bible says that those who do not help people who, I can't remember what it says, especially those of their own family. I'm not saying people should not just do things that they are not supposed to do. Let them do things in the proper way. Even if you don't give them jobs, can you give them some contracts? Don't be the only one shining in the whole village. Don't be the only one shining in your family. You know, there are people, when they rise, they don't want to see anybody else rising. Uplift other people. There is other people. There is your brothers. There is your sisters. Build them. It's not necessarily giving them jobs. So I don't see any problem. For me, I don't see any problem. So long as they are qualified to hold those positions. That's my...
Well, I think you are right. You are right, Mburu, and you brought it so nicely and perfectly. Like, if you are coming from a county and there's an opening and you are qualified and you are a family member, you apply for it. If you are shortlisted, and then you perform your duty, and that is what should be encouraged. I remember when I first came here, looking for a job, you will get a job through recommendation. I know Mr. G, and Mr. G can do this work. So Mr. G is employed because he knows, because I know him. Yeah, and that reference is so important to white people. Very, very, very important that you know this particular person, he can perform, and they don't look at your qualifications, they look
Yes.
at your performance. can you perform this job? Yeah. They will train you. Yeah. Come on in. Yeah. You want to say something, Mr. G?
Mzalendo. Yeah, I agree with you guys. The main theme, the main aim is to look for the qualification. But now people don't see this qualifications issue. They don't go on that side. Look at, for example, like this issue of the daughter to Raila being given that nomination. In fact, he was not given the nomination to the Tanzania parliament, and the son to Kalonzo.
Kalonzo.
These people, they fought. They convinced those people from UDA to vote for them, and they succeeded. But look at what the picture is now outside there. People are saying that Kalonzo and Raila wamepatia watoto wao viti. That is the picture that's coming out. So sometimes watu hawaoni the competence of somebody.
Ideally,
So
Mr. D.
if we are to ask the people.
No. This one
Yes.
cannot pass because there is no way. There is no way. There are things that we need to discuss. For example, you are a president of a country.
Yes.
Or you've been elected in a position of leadership. And these are political positions. Do you bring your wife to be the head of the military? Do you bring like
your internet?
Oh,
Mzalendo, no, I get you. Mzalendo, I get you very well. But when it comes to that issue of employing your people, that's where Amburu was saying that you need to go for competency or we go for that qualification. But when it comes to issue like a leader, like a president or a governor or any head of state, in the issue of protection or in issue of security, for him to bring his son, his daughter, or his brother, I don't see a problem with that because these are the people who are confidence to him or to her. These are the people that when they find a news and when they hear news that people are planning evil for you, they will come and tell you. But when you bring in people from another community, from outside your area, and then they are your security, in case anything is planned, they will come for you and they will kill you. But your own people, even if they are being bribed, they will not allow to be bribed to kill you. No, they refuse. But when you take your whole and the whole team, your security team from another community, maybe me, I'm in the coast area, and I'm taking my security people from Turkana, from Somaliland, from Mazeras, from those other communities. It is easy for those people to be bribed.
Mr. G, you brought this question, and I wanted you to answer it the way you are bringing the issue of security. The issue of security, personal security, is different from, although you could be serving a public office, but public office has got its merits. All right, there are laws that govern public sector. For instance, the appointment to Yala. These are political appointments. The leader of Azimio decides to appoint the daughter. The leader of Wiper decides to appoint the son. What really happened here?
Whom did you want them to appoint?
Were there other people? Were there other people? and listen, and listen. I know of some people who have been in those political parties for so long, and they are working as either clerks or directors. And I know somebody who really deserves that particular position and has stood with Baba for the longest time, and more than even the daughter. And I know people who have stood with the Kalonzo for the longest time, more than even the son. The son can perform other duties. It is like you are living in a modern society, Mr. Mburu. Then you wake up one day, Joe Biden has appointed his son as a minister.
You see,
but
America will turn
Mzalendo,
down.
Point of information.
This is not about the appointment, Bana.
Point of information. Point of information.
No, just wait. Okay, point of information. Go ahead.
I don't think when you say there is somebody that has stood with the Baba more than the daughter, and somebody has stood with the Karonzo more than the son, I think that is not a correct statement. Because whatever your father is going through, you are also in it. If you truly love your father. So when Baba has been failing, the people who it is feel the pain are his immediate family members, the sons, the daughters. When they see Baba has failed, Baba has not succeeded, the people who encourage him, encouragement or studying with somebody is not only in the
Did you see how it was easy for them to sail through and get those positions?
So let me tell you.
Mzalendo,
Let me tell you what is happening. This is what is happening. Muzarendo, if you are in the position of Baba or Karozo Musyoka, and there is such an opening, because these are not young kids.
I would not listen. I would not employ my daughter.
Let me finish my statement. They didn't become adults last year. They have been there. And Baba has been having so many appointive positions, and he has never appointed any of them. The same with Karonzo Musyoka. But now they are almost exiting the political scene. They have to prepare somebody who is gonna, do you want just Baba to go and leave nobody with the leadership skills?
I think you will.
Without nurturing anybody?
Mr. Mburu,
Seriously?
to add on what you are saying, when we go back to what happened on this issue of Tanzania and the daughter to Raila and the son to Kalonzo, I think those people were brought on the table. And
Yes.
then it is the whole team of Azimio who decided, no, we are going with this one and we are going with this one. And they decided to choose the two. But now Mzalendo is trying to say that it is Baba and Kalonzo who nominated their daughters and said, this must go to Yala, which is not right. The thing was brought on the table. They discussed the issue and they decided to tell them to go and decide to ask for votes. And they were voted in.
Was Baba in a position of telling her daughter to step down for somebody else?
For what reason? Why should she
I've just asked you a simple
Mzalendo,
question.
even if you are the one in a position.
Integrity. I mean,
you
see the repercussion later on is that you have employed your.
There is no repercussion. People will talk. This is politics. People must. You see, right now, when I want to fight Baba, and you have heard me talk about it here, when I want to oppose Baba, I'll bring that as a political tool, weapon to fight Baba. But in the real sense, Baba has not done any mistake. That is politics.
No, politically.
In the real sense,
listen, politically. He has not gained anything.
So
politically, he has not gained anything.
He has gained because Baba is looking ahead. We say a good learner is able to see far. Baba is nurturing the daughter because Baba, very soon, he will not be in politics. So if he will not have nurtured anybody in the family, it will not be a very good thing. The same case with Karonzo Musyoka. Even if I was the one, I would like, after hustling for all that time politically, at least somebody from my family can rise one day and also become a leader. And it is also nature. You see, in the family where the father and the mother was a teacher, you see that some children will become teachers. Where in the family, sometimes we say this is a family of lawyers. We inherit from our parents in most cases. So I don't see any problem. I don't see anything wrong that Baba or Karonzo has done. It is okay to nurture your own people. It is okay to build their future. And they have been having all these positions to appoint them. They have never done it. But they have done it now outside the country. But we are still following them and saying they have done something wrong. I don't think so. I think it's okay. But when now we are competing, and if we are like now the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, I'll use that, to try to gain some points. That is politics.
Thank you, Mr. Mburu. But still, I can see Mzalendo has some issues. I don't know where he's getting the issues. Mzalendo, nini mbaya? Because no one nominated these people.
No, it is. I mean, these are just conflicts of interest. This is a very complex issue, very, very complex that we can discuss it the whole time, but will not come to an answer. But it is conflict of interest. It is what we call nepotism. So nepotism
So
is practiced.
what is wrong with, you see, what is wrong
there
with
is something
nepotism?
called nepotism. Nepotism, you should get the definition
Yeah.
of nepotism. It is favoring, you are in HR, right?
Yes.
One of the chapters in HR is nepotism.
It's nepotism.
Is nepotism. At what point is it okay for a director of a company to employ their wife?
You see, if somebody has been given a job under some let's say special conditions that others are not following the same process, then that is nepotism. But if someone has followed due process and has qualified for the position, and at the end of the day, that person acquires that position, that cannot be termed as nepotism. For instance, in the case of Baba, okay, we can say they were appointed or voted because of the big name, but it is a mistake. Where do we want these children to go? Where do we want them to work? Are they not supposed to work? Are they not supposed to have a job? That is not nepotism. Baba drew the daughter to the parliament, and the parliament said yes, she is up to the test.
Anyway,
So,
my point, Mburu, was that even we saw Donald Trump employing the son and the son-in-law. The
yes.
thing is, it is unethical. Yeah, but there is no law that prohibits them from employing their family members. There's no any law that will deny Raila Odinga and the Wiper leader from employing people who are close to them. I have seen across our neighbor in southern Sudan, Riek Machar has employed the wife as the head of military, the wife. And just as you say, it was agreed.
That is
Listen,
too much.
No, why are you saying it is too much? It was agreed. There were other people, but the guy chose the wife as the most important person to head this particular docket. So now you are saying that is too much. Why is it too much right now? It is unethical. Yes, it is allowed, but it is unethical.
You see what I'm trying to say. To what extent should you go? You know, we say that there should be limit. There should be limit.
Anyway,
I don't want to hear that tomorrow.
We have got so much to
we don't want to
discuss.
hear. Can you imagine when we hear? Can you imagine how? Can you imagine how crazy it can sound if tomorrow William Ruto appoints Rachel to head one of the ministerial departments?
Mr. G here will go crazy. You will tell me to start the show now.
Exactly.
And why?
Exactly.
You see now again. Now look at Mr. G on this particular issue. Now he agrees that now it is bad. Yeah. Now you see.
This is how we should
that I was talking about. These are the things. Now
this is how we should.
There is a problem, Mr. Mzalendo. There is a problem, and the problem is that always for hatutaki sometimes ukweli. But now what I'm trying to say, Nikua, when we use the word that Mburu is using, I think we'll be doing not good. We will not be doing favor to some people. When we say that, Denny, where do you want these people to go? You see, and I'm choosing my daughter because he has nowhere again to go. And yet I know that I have other opportunities whereby we can offer her or him. On this case, I think.
You see, my point was this. Huyu ni mzaliwa, cha nitumie Kiswahili hata kama si kifahamu sana. Huyu mtu amezaliwa Kenya na amesoma na alikuwa anaenda shule ili siku moja pia apate kazi kama wale watu wengine, na kazi imepatikana. kufuatilia mpangilio ulioko ili akaweze kupata hiyo kazi, na ameipata maybe within the same county or within the same government. So unless people can prove ya kwamba kuna njia za mkato zilitumika, that person has a right to work. At the end of the day, huyu ni Mkenya na huyu ana haki ya kuajiriwa kama wale watu wengine. Kwa hivyo kesho nikipata kazi na mtu wetu ni mkubwa ama ni governor ama ni rais, watu washinde wakinisubua ati sasa siwezi pata kazi, siwezi ajiriwa mahali kwa serikali, watu wasiseme ya kwamba rais ni baba yangu. I mean, it's crazy. Hiyo ni kutia watu wengine uchungu bure. I mean, people should be free to work.